Hello, neighbor. I'm Robert Burns, and we have just wrapped up the State Board of Cosmetology meeting for Monday, May the 3rd, 2021. And as you'll see in that meeting, we had a number of young ladies who expressed concerns about House Bill 327 that would basically add another 250 hours of, quote, advanced aesthetics, unquote. Folks would be grandfathered in, and that educational requirement, if the bill passes, would take effect on April the 1st of 2021. That was one of two amendments. We're going to give you the video so that you can see both amendments, but I'd like to ask each of you, all three of you young ladies were gracious enough to appear and make public comment on today's meeting, so I'd like to just ask you, and you feel free to introduce yourself again for our viewing audience. To what degree, if any, did the amendments that were talked about that'll be put on the full House floor on the bill, to what degree, if any, does that allay your concerns about the bill? Who'd like to go first?
Lauren. My name is Lauren Bratz, and I am happy that some of the bill changed, that they will be everybody who has been in school or graduates in 2022 will then be grandfathered in. My biggest concern is that this is an ever-growing industry, and now we're putting in place more flexibility and more products and, I guess, different depths of services on estheticians that essentially should not be allowed to do these types of services without enough experience. And I think the state board is already having a hard enough time controlling our industry as it is, and this is just adding another layer. I also feel like this bill has been rushed, and there's lack of information on the side that would say what is the testing in itself, like what is on this national test versus what will be put in a curriculum. I understand that's going to happen later. That's my concern.
All right, how about either one of them?
Kristen Ritz. My concern is that who's going to teach the educators to train these advanced aesthetic services? As we know, we have a lack of educators already in these schools. Some schools don't even have skincare educators, and most of them are cosmetologists. We've worked too hard for our license, and to be insulted with what they're trying to do. I still have a lot of unanswered questions, and I'm not going to stop until we get everything that we need to get.
All right, very good. How about you?
And I am Christy with Esthetics After. I'm very pleased with the date change for the grandfathered in. This would qualify everyone before April 30th, 2022, so I'm very pleased with that. That was a great change. I am concerned about, like Kristen said, who's going to educate the educators, so I'm not sure that we have the educators in Louisiana that will fully know the aesthetics needed for the advancements that they're trying to put. Also, aesthetics versus advanced, I'd like to see a little bit more advanced rather than a guarded dermaplane blade, a chemical enzyme exfoliant. I'd like to see a little bit more advanced, if they're going to define it advanced, like a chemical peel, a dermaplane, no guard, those types of things. So other than that, I'd like to see no schools left behind either, smaller schools, mom and pops. I'd like to see that they're going to be up and ready for this 250-hour edition. So I don't want to just see the big schools make it. I want to see the big and smalls make it.
All right, very good. Well, I'm going to ask one last question, if we could, and a very simple answer. As the bill would stand with these two amendments, if you were a member of the House of Representatives, would you push the green button indicating you are for, or would you push the red button with these amendments? Would you push the green button indicating you would be for, or would you push the red button indicating you would be in opposition?
Red.
Got one red?
I would say red as it stands right now still.
Two reds?
I would say, as of today from this morning's meeting, I still would say red. It's not ready.
All righty, well, that'll wrap it up.